सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे
Good morning. Namaste. Yeah. Can you hear? Audio is clear? Okay. Excellent. Very good. Okay, we'll start. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vindayada Patranetra येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतम्भे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोपला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामपि कर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैः रणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थखण्डोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. Good morning and namaskaram to all. So we have been discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We completed up to fourth chapter, 24th verse. 24th verse was Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gandavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. All my actions, right? All my actions is as yajnam. It is an offering to Bhagavan, Brahmarpanam, right? That this particular verse this particular verse is the whole life is a yajnam. That is what it means. See, generally, I last class, I forgot to mention this mantra or this sloka is always chanted, while having food, just before having food. Even in ashrams and all, they chant this sloka, and also we can also have a practice of chanting this before we have the food. It is not connected with only food, but it is the whole life is a yajnam. Okay, so that is the concept, that all the karmas, right, the karmas, the objects, the sense organs, the action, the mind, everything is yajnam, or everything is sarvam brahmamayam. In that mindset, okay, in that mindset, that should be the attitude of our life. The whole life is a yajna. Even Upanishad also says the same thing, and Bhagavad Gita also. That is a real the life itself is a yajna. Okay, and also I think this is always chanted during Sraddha, karmas, etc. During that time also this particular verse is chanted. This is what I read somewhere. Okay, moving on to the next verse. So, sorry. Yes, yes, please. Uh, can you please one more? Can you ask one more word? One more time. Can you ask? Yes, yes. Brahman is the only God. Brahman. There is nothing different than there is God. Bhagavan means Ishavasyam idam sarvam. There is only Bhagavan here. So Bhagavan pervades everything, and it's a manifestation of this Bhagavan that you see different things here. And all that you see, everything that you see, yeah, everything you see is Brahman only. It's only Bhagavan. But what happens is there is a wrong notion that I am there. I am there. This ahankara is there. I am doing something. I am the doership. So this doership is what we are offering. There is no doership in me. It is the Sharanagati. This is the Sharanagati of this aham, that there is a notion of me. This notion of me must completely go. This notion of me, this ahankaram, is surrendering. Surrender by doing this again and again and again, releases. Releases means then the thought of me doing it will not come. Understood? No, that is samarpanam. So every action that you do, it is not only the puja, the morning or in the evening, or going to temple, and not that. Every action, right from the time we start brush our teeth, or right from the time we get up, or anything that we do, anything towards the wife or husband or the family or the children or the father and mother and the neighbors and the office, and all karmas, all the actions that the body carries out, the physical body that carries out is yajnam, is a yajnam. Yajnam means an offering to God. And who is this God? God is, there is nothing other than God here. Everything is God. The plants, the animals, you water the plants or the feed the animals and the birds, and anything that you do, any action that we perform is an offering, including the body deterioration and the body merging with this. All this, whatever is happening to this, is just the happening. And there, the notion of me doing it is what we are doing, uh, samarpanam. Right? That notion should go. While doing it, the notion will go. There will be no doership. When there is no doership, there will be no enjoyership. Enjoyership means bhoktrutvam, enjoying both sukha and dukkha will not be there. So that is a state of happiness. That is a true happiness. That is a true happiness. When the body continues its journey, there is no aham here. Okay? That is a Brahmarpanam. Got it? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that question. We'll move on to the 25th verse. Daivameva pare yajnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagna vapare yajnam yajne naivopajuhvati. The 25th verse is what it says. Yeah, but it's joining. Yeah. Daivameva pare yajnam. 25th verse. Daivameva pare yajnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagna vapare yajnam yajne naivopajuhyati. Some yogis, some yogis perform sacrifices to devaha. Okay, do the yajnam, all the karma to, I mean, some karmas to devaha, deva yajnam. Then others offer their own identity, own self identity in the fire of Brahman. Okay, so the first verse, Daivameva pare yajnam yogina paryupasate. It is the Deva yajnam. Brahmagna vapare yajnam yajne naivopajuhyati. It is Brahma yajnam. Okay, first line is Deva yajnam. Second is Brahma yajnam. When we do all the laukika karma, okay, all the actions that is connected with the day-to-day lives, those who are trying to purify the mind, okay, those means the sadhakas. Yogi means we are the sadhakas. Then through karma yogam, okay, then they do yajnas, upasanas, then bhakti or the upasana or bhakti towards the devatas like Indra, Bhumi, Surya, right? All these devatas, people perform yajnas, or in a later it the pujas etc. that we do, right, in the temple or at home etc. All this comes under deva yajna. All this upasana, then Krishna, Shiva, right, Kali, all that, all is deva yajna, all of them. So this is the deva yajnam. See, if we say that everything is Brahman, there is nothing other than Brahman, etc., it is very difficult to some people. Some people cannot accept, or some cannot. It cannot. I would say cannot digest it. Right? When we say that everything is Bhagavan only here and all that, it is little difficult to get into the system. So then what happens is, but for those, so they can visualize, okay, they can visualize the devatvam in uh, many around. Say, like, for say, we know that sun gives light, heat, energy, and if there is no sun, there will be no life here possible. When we understand this, so like that, when you see all this, then we see Bhagavan there in a form like a sun. The same way, when we hear about say, we can think of Bhagavan in a form, in a name and form. It's not difficult, right? People are, see, there are Shiva bhaktas are there, okay, Vishnu bhaktas, then we have Shaiva bhaktas, Shiva bhaktas, then we have Muruga bhaktas. So, and Kali bhakta, Durga, Devi, you name it, we have all bhaktas. And it is perfectly all right. It is perfectly all right. God in these forms. And there are Naga bhaktas, right? Nagas, they like this snake, and we see God in other. So, like that, we can visualize Bhagavan in a name and form. This is Deva. Then the the thing is, we have to see the same God in everything around us. Suppose a Krishna Bhakta, he or she, that person must see Krishna in everything. Everyone, we should see Krishna. They cannot see other than Krishna in everything. Or they cannot see Shiva. Everything they see as Shiva only. Right? So that is also perfectly all right. But here, Deva Mepavare Yajna means, here it is the stage of the first stage, we can say. People see God as a deity or a puja, etc. They perform yagas, yajna, and they do the karmas as a karma yajna, karma yogam, right? So this is the Deva Yajnam, and there are others. There are others who see Brahman in everything. They can see, it is not difficult for them to see God in everything, Bhagavan in everything, including the body, mind, sense organs. Okay, anything is nothing but the manifestation of the God only. Okay, this is the Brahma Yajnam. This is what Bhagavan explained in the previous verse. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gandavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. So this is the Brahma Yajnam. And here also, those who cannot visualize, or those who cannot imagine the all pervading Bhagavan or the Brahman, then they worship various gods, and do sacrifices. They do sacrifices in the sense, the sacrifices can be done as a yaga or yajna, or offerings. All in many sorts of offerings we do. We go to temple, and then we do some offerings, etc., right? But all these should be done as a yajnam, karma yoga. It should be as a yajnam. Yajnam means sacrifice. I don't want anything, that attitude. I don't want anything for myself, because my true nature is happiness. I don't need anything from outside to me, for me to become happy. So remember this point. Okay, whenever whenever we speak about this, all the karmas, or all this, that without getting attached to any of the result of this karma, remember this: by getting that result of that karma, am I going to be happy? Just think about this way. When we think about it, we know that we don't need that result of that karma for me to become happy, because I am already happy. My true nature is happiness. I have absolutely no desire at all. I don't want anything from the outside. I don't expect anything, right? That is going to give me happiness. That includes my own body. It includes my own body. Why? Because all these objects, these names and forms, are perishable. whereas only Bhagavan is imperishable. Only God or the Brahman is imperishable, and that is what is there, which manifests itself as various names and forms. The names and forms are not true, right? So this is the attitude of a Brahma Yajna. This is the attitude of a Brahma Yajna. Brahma Yajna is that only. So uh, when when the actions are done for the benefit of others as a loka sangraham, nothing for myself, no me and mine attitude, when this is done again and again and because see why it is called a sadhana. It is when we say we are sadhakas, that means we have not realized it. That's it. It is intellectual understanding is there, but because of the karma vasanas in us, the vasana in us, because of that, the the result of an action, it somehow affects us. Somehow we are getting affected by it. So when why we are getting affected by it, it is because that still it is there in the system. It is still there inside the system. We still have that doership. It is not completely gone. So how to get rid of that one? Practice again more. That's all. There is nothing more to do. Practice. So wherever there is a disturbance of the mind, whenever the mind is getting disturbed, analyze it. Why am I getting disturbed now? Now I am getting disturbed because there is something, there is some result of some action which is affecting me. So when I realize it, then what is it? What is it that affects my disturbance? What is the affect my peace of mind? Is that is is that important to me? If is that money, if it is money, is it permanent? Or if it is name and fame, is it permanent? If it is a relationship, is it permanent? This analysis, this analysis is what is always necessary. This is the alertness that is necessary. This alertness, never forgetting the true nature, never ever forgetting the true nature or the awareness. Okay, this alertness, this awareness, my true nature is awareness. In my awareness, everything is happening. All that is happening is in my awareness, and the awareness is the only truth. Okay, so this is what is, this is the sadhana state. My awareness is the only truth. This, how this can be, how do we know that awareness is the only truth? By Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Listen again and again to the Vedanta and analyze it. Analyze, is it true? Logically, is it true? Work on it and convince ourselves that this world is an appearance in me. The world is an appearance in awareness. The world is an appearance in consciousness, bodham. And when this is an appearance, you think of a dream. A dream is is it true? A dream is true. This analysis of a dream with this waking state is a perfect. This waking state is a dream. Waking state has got no, see, somebody asked a Mahatma, he's Swami Ramadas in his Anandashram he has in Kerala, Kanjangad. So this Swami Ramadas was asked, what is this universe made of? You know, this universe made of what material? So he answered, the same material that is used to make a the dream stuff. The stuff that is used to create dream is the same stuff used to create this waking world. This is the answer given by that Mahatma. So now we have to work on it. That's all. So that means there is no hard thing, substance like this, because all that substance, all that things that we experience with our five sense organs are not true, or the substances or the names and forms that we experience using our sense organs is nothing but consciousness itself appears as all this. It is the consciousness itself as appearing all this, and this consciousness is never born. Na jayate mriyadeva kadachit. Yes. So this is the tattvajnanam. In this tattvajnanam, when we work on this again and again, be aware that this world is an appearance, right? And this awareness is what is necessary. This will release the doership. This will release the result of an action is not going to give me happiness. I am pure happiness. दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माज्ञावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्यति. So this Atma Vicharam, in this Atma Vicharam, when we do this Atma Vicharam, the Ahankaram or the Jiva Bhavam, as I told today in the morning, the Jiva Bhavam is being offered. Is offered. That means it is surrendered, or in that where Jivahanta does not exist. Jivahanta does not exist. This Ahankaram is offered in the fire of Brahman. Yajne naivopajuhyati. This is what it is. The self identity is offered in the sacrifice, in the fire of Brahman. See, some yogis perform sacrifices only to devas. Others offer their own identity in the fire of Brahman. In the fire of Brahman. Right? That is what is Juhyati. Yeah. One second. Yajnam upajuhyati. Sorry. Yajnam upajuhyati. Yeah. So this ahankaram or this jiva bhavam is offered in the fire of Brahman. See, the same mantra is there. The mantra, there is a mantra in Mahanarayana Upanishad. Agamarshana Suktam. Agamarshana Suktam is also Agamarshana Suktam is Mahanarayana Upanishad. It is there. Ardram jvalati jyotiraham Jyotirjvalati brahmahamasmi yohamasmi brahmahamasmi ahamasmi brahmahamasmi ahamevaham mam juhomi swaha. Mam juhomi swaha. This is what it is. So there is only Brahman is there. In that Brahman, in the fire of Brahman, this Jiva Bhavam is offered as an oblation. This is in that Agni, this is offered. This is the offering. So this is the verse, the same mantra. The same mantra is same. It's only aham evaham mam juhomi swaha. Now we'll move to the 26th verse. श्रोत्रादीनीन्द्रियाण्यन्ये संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयानन्ये इन्द्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति अन्ये अन्ये श्रोत्रादीनि इन्द्रियाणि, right? Anye, there are some Srotradini Indriyani. Srotradini Indriyani. That is Srotram. Srotram we know that ears, Srotradini Indriyani means Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandham. The ears, right? The eyes, etc. And Karmendriyani also. Motor organs. All the Karmendriyas. Some people offer, okay, they offer means what? Some people control, okay, offer in the sense they control Srotradini Indriyani, that is all these Indriyani Samyamagnishu Juhvati. Samyama means control. Samyamagnishu Juhyati. First we will just discuss the word meaning and then we will discuss. Samyamagnishu. See, here Samyamagnishu means control in the sense by looking into, okay, the mind. See, the mind is looking inside. That is a Samyama. You have to look inside. Instead of looking outside, you look inside. So that sort of control. Samyamagnishu Juhvati. Anye, some other. Shabdadin Vishayan. That is the objects, okay, the objects of the world. Just please listen first, then we will discuss. Objects of the world. Shabdadin Vishayan. Shabdadin Vishayan. Indriyagnishu Juhvati. Indriyagnishu Juhvati. Not difficult at all. The second line is, see, there are objects of the world. Okay. Objects of the world is offered or Juhvati in the Indriyas. And some keep the sense objects or sense organs. Juhvati means what? Juhvati means they, earlier also there is a verse like this, the objects and the sense organs, they have got no absolute connection from the mind. Okay. The objects of the world, they come in contact with the Indriyas. Now see, now we are already done a clear dissection of this. We know mind, we know the sense organs, and we know the objects of the world, right? So when the objects are getting connected, matra, sparshastu, kaunteya and all. So when the Indriyas, the objects of the world getting connected with the sense organs, okay, that's it. It has got no connection with the mind. It is disconnected. Some keep the sense objects or sense organs disconnected from the mind. And some control the mind. Some control the mind. Using the mind, they control the organs. They control the motor organs and the sense organs. What do all these mean? It is nothing but damam, control of the sense organs. That's it. control of the sense organs. Dhammam it is. We have to remember sadhana chatushtayam, the control of the sense organs, etc. Nitya nitya vivekam, vairagyam, samadhi shatka sampatti, right? Shamam, Dhammam, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. In that, Dhammam is there. And the fourth one is Mumukshutvam. Dhammam is control of the sense organs. Then, when we realize that Atma alone is Sukham and everything else is temporary, and with constant Atma Vicharam, okay, with constant Atma Vicharam, we understand that all these objects are not going to give any happiness. When we perform our Karma Yoga, the sense objects and the sense organs, okay, when they come in contact, or when they touch each other, for example, so in whatever karma, when we do with our body, the mind the mind is totally disconnected. The mind is not at all disturbed. The mind is not disturbed at all. Why? The mind is always in Bhagavan. Mind is always in God or in Brahman. So this way, the body continues its journey. The body continues whatever it is supposed to do. Mind is not necessary, or mind will not get affected. Not necessary in the sense mind will not get affected. See, there is a beautiful conversation between uh, King Janaka and Shuka Brahmam. What happened is Shuka Brahmam went to Janaka, and they were having a conversation. So Shuka Brahmam was Shuka was totally, he could not understand how this King Janaka is able to carry out his duty as a king. He asked Janaka, how are you managing this kingdom with so much of work, right from the morning till evening? How many people the court he has to handle, he had to handle the criminals, he has to handle so many other. As a king, we know how much work we have to do, a king has to do, right? Even a family, maintaining one family is so difficult. So you can imagine a king, how he is handling. So how he is still able to maintain, equanimity of the mind. So Shuka asked, so this question, how are you able to handle it? How are you still remain a jnani with all that work you do? So King Janaka asked Shuka Brahmam, I will ask you one question. How are you managing? You also have to get up in the morning. You are also a rishi. You have to get up in the morning. You have to do your normal routines. Then you have to have some food. You have to go for bhiksha. And then you have to do your sadhana or whatever you are doing. How are you able to handle this? He asked. So Shuka Brahmam said, see, this is very easy for me. It's only a little, I need only a small portion of my mind to carry out this. All other time, my mind is the Simha Bhagam of my mind is dwelling in Bhagavan only. I only little bit of mind to carry out this. So King Janaka said, I also need that much only to handle this kingdom. King Janaka said, I only need this much only to handle this kingdom. So from this, what do we understand is that to carry out the Swadharma, we don't need full 100% of the mind into that. In the sense, the mind, what happens is the mind is always anxious of something. What will happen? What will happen? This is our all the time we are worried only. Worried about the future, or we will think about the past, which will give, which where we had a doership. Remember, when we think about our past, in the past, anything, any incident you take, there will be a doership, and because of the doership, there will be a happy moment or a sad moment. Either there will be a happy thing we will remember, or when we remember, we will feel happy, or when we remember, we will feel sad. Both the happiness or sadness that we felt in the past, or when we think about it, that time, it is all because of the doership of the past. And the mind is, as I told you, the mind is either in this or in that. Never quiet. Never quiet. So this quietness is only possible. It is only possible by keeping the mind in Atma. Atma samstham manakritva na kinchit api chintayed. In Bhagavad Gita, it is there. Atma samstham manakritva na kinchit api chintayed. Should not worry about anything. So that is the reason why Sarvam Brahmamayam is important. When we say Sarvam Brahmamayam, or the earlier verse, what was that? Brahmagna vapare yajnam yajne naivopajuhyati. That is what? Brahma yajnam. Everything is Brahma. Everything is Bhagavan only. So any work that we do, we see Bhagavan only there. We see God. When we do again and again and again, the raga and the dvesha will not be there, or whatever is there, little bit of raga dvesha, it will slowly shanai ruparame, it will go away very slowly it will get flushed out of the system. Sarvani indriya karmani, sorry, 26 we are not finished. Shrotradini indriyanyanye samyamagnishu juhvati shabdadin vishayananye indriyagnishu juhvati. Just let me see another commentary. Yeah, same. Some yogis offer the senses, okay, the hearing and the like, into the fire of self-control. And whereas others offer the sense objects into the fire of senses. Altogether, from this verse, what we should understand is that when the sense objects come in contact with the sense organs, or when the karmendriyas are doing its job, whatever it is doing, the mind is not at all disturbed. The mind cannot be disturbed, because the mind dwells in Bhagavan. The mind dwells in Brahman. That's all. That is what we have to understand from this. So when the sense objects are experienced by the sense organs, it stops there. Yeah, this is what I have written. It stops there. And mind is not anxious about it, neither desires about it, right? And now we go to the next verse, 27th verse. Sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma samyama yogagnau juhvati jnana deepite. Beautiful verse. Apare, that is already the indriya samyamam has happened. That is control of the senses already done. I am not giving examples and all. Already we have talked about it, many things, right? Many things. The control of the sense organs, that the taste, the sound, and all that. All the likes and dislikes are the main reason for this. Like this I like, this I don't like, this I would like to hear this song, I don't want to. That is judging. All that is judging. I'm not explaining again. So that is the control of the mind. Then sarvani indriya karmani and prana karmani. Okay, that is all the movement of the indriyas and the movement of the prana also. Then jnana deepite. What is the jnana deepam? Jnana deepam means the knowledge of atma. Okay, the knowledge of atma, the realization of atma, intellectual understanding, and through sravana manana nididhyasanam, the the jnanam is very clear here. There is no question that aham brahmasmi, there is no doubt in aham brahmasmi, and there is no doubt in tattvamasi, there is no doubt in sarvam brahmamayam. Right, there is nothing other than consciousness, and there is pure consciousness only here. There is nothing else. There is, the names and forms are not true. This is jnana deepam. Okay, this is the jnana deepam. This jnana deepam, in this jnana deepam, atma samyama yoga agnav. Okay, atma samyama yogam is samadhi. Atma samyama yogam means samadhi. Nirvikalpaka samadhi. Atma samyama yogagno means nirvikalpaka samadhi. Then this chittam, okay, atma samyama yogagno, that is this samadhi anubhavam. Okay, samadhi anubhavam. What is samadhi anubhavam? Samadhi anubhavam, where the chittam, the mind, is absolute steady. Okay, the mind is absolutely steady. There is no disturbance of the mind. See, there is a verse, sixth chapter, 19th verse is there. Yatha deepo nivatasthaha nengate somapa smrta yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. Yatha deepo nivatasthaha nengate sopama smrta. Let me take that 6th chapter, 19th verse. Yeah, nivatastaha deepaha. Nivatastaha deepaha means a flame which is not at all moving, and there is, when there is no wind at all. There is no wind, absolute still. The flame will be in a lamp, deepam, a lamp, the flame will be absolute still. No movement. When there is no wind, how it will be? Divatastaha deepaha yatha na ingade atmanaha yogam yunjadaha yoginaha eka, I mean, sa upama smrta. So these two are upama means this, you can compare this. What compare? A mind, the mind, okay, the mind of a yogi, the mind of a person who is in brahman only, in atmanaha. Atma is brahman, right? In atma, his mind is as steady as the flame of a lamp in a place where there is no wind. That steady the mind will be. So the same thing, the inner peace, the inner peace, that samatvam. Earlier we discussed samatvam. The pure knowledge, the pure knowledge that Ekameva Advitiyam. There is nothing other than God. All duality, all duality stops to exist. There is absolutely no duality. No, all the duality stops in that Ekameva Advitiyam, in that Jnanam, right? Then the mind is absolute steady because the mind dwells only in Atma. Such a mind takes Brahma Bhavam. Okay, that mind is Brahma Bhavam. That mind which is steady, a steady mind, that is a result of Jnanam. That steady mind, it takes the form of Brahman, and such a mind takes the Brahma Bhavam. So Atma Samaya Yoga Abhyasam means it is the Nirvikalpaka Samadhi or Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpaka Samadhi or Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In Patanjali Yoga, it is Chitta Yoga, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta Vritti, the mind is not at all moving, the mind is very steady. That absolute stillness of the mind, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. See, the mind and prana, they are interconnected. Prana means the, you can see, we can experience the prana, the breathing pattern. When there is a disturbance of the mind, okay, when the mind get disturbed by anger or jealousy or any of this, even happiness, sudden increase, sudden joy, the prana is affected. We can notice it whenever there is a disturbance of the mind, some feeling of a loss or some anything that happens, immediately the prana, the breathing pattern increases, the heartbeat increases, etc. We can notice it very clearly, we can notice it. So this chittam and prana, they are interconnected. If you stop one, stop means if you control one, the other is automatically controlled. That is why, some places you go, take a deep breath and say, take a deep breath and then release, because immediately when you take a deep breath and then you control, you keep your mind in this deep breathing, automatically the mind is quiet, the mind starts to become quiet. Even in tension and all, you must have seen, even the psychiatrists and psychologists, they say, okay, take a deep breath, take slowly. This is what it is. This you when you these two are connected, and you also observe when the mind is quiet, the mind is very quiet, your breathing pattern will be bare minimum. We see, if you have got this watch and all, the heart rate, resting heart rate and all, you can check. You wear that one, you will find that when you are in deep sleep, okay, that resting heart rate will be minimum. That is, their resting heart rate means your sleep, during sleep your resting heart rate is the minimum. It is because the mind is the mind is not there in deep sleep. The moment we are awake, even when your body is still, I have noticed this. That is what I am saying. The moment you are awake, without thinking anything, quietly you check your pulse rate, it will be minimum, and suddenly you think of something. You think of something. Maybe somebody you don't like, you can think. Maybe you think of your wife. Immediately you will see the pulse rate increases without moving. Okay, body is quiet, body is absolute still. Try this. So this chittam and prana, they are always, they go together. And once you have the total control of this chittam and prana, right? uh, yeah, it's called chitta vritti nirodha. Both the sankalpam, Sankalpam is thinking, right? This is the mind, sankalpa. Many things we go on imagining things, etc. When they do a complete chittavritti nirodha, they will do nirvikalpa samadhi. Yogis do nirvikalpa samadhi. They do, but the classical nirvikalpa samadhi is sahaja samadhi. This is what I have read in books. Sahaja samadhi. I mean, naturally, when we live here with the normal vyavaharam, transaction world, when we are moving around in a transaction world like King Janaka, then if the mind is totally undisturbed at all points of time, all at all times, that is the nirvikalpaka samadhi. Classical nirvikalpaka samadhi is that one. And the other nirvikalpaka samadhi, which during that, it is not bad, it is very difficult. The most difficult thing, that nirvikalpa samadhi is very difficult, but that gives a confidence, and that gives okay, yeah, yes, so they are sure, oh my god, it is possible to be a nirvikalpa samadhi all the time. So this sahaja samadhi, when the mind is at standstill, like as we discussed this yadha deepo nivatastaha, when the mind is still, then it takes the Brahma bhavam. So this is we deviated or what? No. Sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma samyama yoga gnau jukvati jnana deepite. So through Sravana Manana Nididhyasanam, by listening to the Vedanta and contemplating on it, and then assimilating the knowledge, right? Reasoning it out. Once it is very clear, then live that life. Live a life in this that will lead to Atma Samyama Yogam. It will lead to that Sahaja Samadhi state for 100% sure. There is no doubt about it. Let it take time. Shanai Shanahi. So let slowly will come to that non-dual state. Okay, non-dual state. So for that, what to do? One must be absolutely alert. Please listen carefully. One must be absolutely alert at every moment. Every moment, alertness is necessary. This jnanam, or this is called in bhakti, it is called forgetting Bhagavan. This is what it is. Alertness every moment is when the alertness we are caught offhand, sudden we are caught means suddenly we forget the true nature. That alertness, that awareness, that is what is called we forget Bhagavan in bhakti. Same thing here. The complete alertness at every moment is very important. Then where is the ego? When we are alert at every moment, when we are alert that there is nothing other than awareness, there is nothing other than Brahman here, God alone is here, where is that ego? You cannot find ego. We cannot find that ego. There is no ahankara at all. That 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 becomes naturally, you are alert all the time. See, the other one is we have to be alert means aham brahmasmi. We have to tell. We have to remember aham brahmasmi. Whereas aham brahmasmi becomes natural means it is impossible to forget. Or impossible to forget means you don't need to remember. When we will remember God? Only when we forget. Is it not? Otherwise, where is the point of remembering? There is no question of remembering, because we always remember. There is no forgetting thing. There is nothing memory loss or something. So we always remember, and that becomes our natural state. When it becomes a natural state, that is alertness, that awareness, okay, that constant awareness. In that awareness, there is no ego, there is no ahankaram, then ekameva advitiyam, no duality at all. What is the result? The result is the prarabdha bhoga. Prarabdha bhoga means whatever is happening with the body. Okay, that is prarabdha bhoga. Don't get worried about the word. Prarabdha bhoga is whatever is happening to the body will cannot shake the experience of inner peace. It cannot shake. Shanti will be the true nature. It cannot go down. It will not reduce even a little bit. Okay, because such a mind becomes Brahma Bhavam, like the rivers, like the rivers flow into the ocean. All that prarabdha bhogam, whatever is happening, the like the rivers, it will merge in the ocean of peace. Apuryamana machala pradishtam, second chapter. So, like that, when all the rivers, when they flow into the ocean level never rises or goes down. It is always there, right? The level never rises or decreases. Like that, when the prarabdha is happening, okay, when the body goes through the prarabdha, the inner peace of ocean, the level never goes up or go down. It is always steady. We'll continue from 28th verse next session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanamastu. Harihi Om. Thank you.